In a narration found in Imam Munzari's Awareness and Apprehension, number 2556, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, gave glad tidings to the one who possesses the following characteristics. The first characteristic is humility without a shortcoming, meaning weakness. The humble one submits, accepts and acts on the commands and prohibitions of Allah, the Exalted, thereby proving their servanthood to Him. They readily accept the truth when it is presented to them, even if it contradicts their desires and irrespective of who delivers it to them. Meaning, they do not reject the truth believing they know best. They do not look down at others, believing they are superior to them because of any worldly thing they possess or because of their obedience to Allah, the Exalted. They understand that all the worldly blessings they possess belong to and were created and granted to them by none other than Allah, the Exalted. Therefore, they have nothing to be proud of. In addition, they understand that doing good deeds is only possible through the mercy of Allah, the Exalted, as the inspiration, opportunity, strength and ability to do a good deed all come from Allah, the Exalted. In addition, only a fool adopts pride as one does not know their final outcome or the final outcome of others. Meaning they may die while Allah, the Exalted, is not pleased with them and even in a state of disbelief. Understanding these truths will prevent a person from the deadly sin of pride, an atom's worth of which is enough to take one to hell. This has been warned in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 265. Humility without weakness means that a Muslim always demonstrates kindness to others, but is not afraid to defend themselves if necessary and stand up for the truth, nor does their humility cause them to appear disgraced and dishonored in the eyes of others. The next characteristic mentioned in the main narration under discussion is spending wealth without being disobedient to Allah, the Exalted, and to aid the weak and needy. This includes any spending which derives real benefit in this world or the next. It includes spending on fulfilling one's needs and the needs of one's dependents without excessiveness, waste or extravagance. Spending in this way is in fact a righteous deed, according to a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 4006. This correct spending encompasses all of the worldly blessings one has been granted and involves using them in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted. Aiding the needy includes all types of aid and support, such as financial, emotional and physical help. The one who aids others in this way will obtain the support of Allah, the Exalted, in both worlds. This is confirmed in a narration found in Jami' at-Tirmidhi, number 1930. The one who gains this cannot fail, as the help of Allah, the Exalted, overcomes all things. One must always remain sincere in their deeds by only performing them in order to please Allah, the Exalted. This is proven when one does not hope for, nor demand any gratitude from people. One should aid others just like they desire others to aid them. The next characteristic mentioned in the main narration under discussion is socializing with scholars and the wise. A Muslim should always choose their companions wisely, as they will undoubtedly adopt the characteristics of their companions, whether positive or negative. This has been advised in a narration found in Sunan Abu Dawud, number 4833. When one accompanies and follows the footsteps of the righteous, they will not only adopt pious characteristics, but it will prove their love for them. And this will cause them to end up with the righteous in the hereafter. This has been advised in a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 3688. If one honestly reflects, they will understand that the majority of the difficulties, problems and arguments they have encountered was the result of socializing. These problems can be drastically reduced when one socializes with the correct people. In fact, socializing with the righteous will aid one in adopting the correct attitude and behavior so that they obtain peace of mind in both worlds. A Muslim should accompany the righteous and the wise, otherwise seek seclusion, as safety lies in this, especially in this day and age. The next characteristic mentioned in the main narration under discussion is earning lawful provision. It is important to understand that if the foundation of someone's life is based in the unlawful, then anything built on top of it will be impure. The righteous deeds, such as charity, of the one who obtains and utilizes the unlawful will be rejected. This has been warned in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 2342. The same way the internal foundation of Islam is one's intention, similarly, the outer foundation of Islam is obtaining and utilizing the lawful. A Muslim should understand that their provision, which includes wealth, was allocated to them over 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth. This is confirmed in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 6748. This allocation can never change, so there is no need to obtain and utilize the unlawful, as this leads to difficulties in this world, as everything they obtain through the unlawful will become a source of stress for them, and it leads to a severe punishment on a great day. Chapter 20 Taha, verse 124.
And whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed he will have a depressed, i.e. difficult life, and we will gather, i.e. raise him on the day of resurrection blind.
The next characteristic mentioned in the main narration under discussion is behaving righteously, even when one is in private and away from the observation of others. This Muslim becomes fully aware that the divine vision is constantly observing their inner and outer being. This proves their sincerity towards Allah, the Exalted, as they behave righteously even when they are hidden from the sight of people. As these Muslims have gained and acted on Islamic knowledge and strived in the obedience of Allah, the Exalted, by fulfilling His commands, refraining from His prohibitions, and by facing destiny with patience according to the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, they have obtained excellence of faith. This is when one acts, such as offering the prayer, as if they can observe Allah, the Exalted, observing them. This has been discussed in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 99. This prevents them from bothering about the sight of people, as they are too focused and vigilant over the divine vision. This sincerity is important to adopt, so that one only acts to please Allah, the Exalted, and maintains their sincere obedience to Him even in private. The next characteristic mentioned in the main narration under discussion is possessing public noble character. Meaning, this Muslim displays noble character to all people, irrespective of their faith, as they understand that a true Muslim and believer is the one who keeps their verbal and physical harm away from a person and their possessions. This has been advised in a narration found in Sunnah and Nasai, number 4998. They prove their love of desiring for others what they desire for themselves through actions, not just words, as this practical implementation is a characteristic of a true believer, according to a narration found in Jami' at-Tirmidhi, number 2515. They not only act righteously towards Allah, the Exalted, as mentioned in the last characteristic, but also show noble character to the creation, as they are aware a true believer fulfills both halves of faith, namely one's obedience to Allah, the Exalted, and showing good character to the creation. The one who fails to show good character to people, which involves treating others how one desires to be treated by people, will find that on Judgment Day, they will be forced to hand their good deeds over to those who they wronged, and if necessary, they will take the sins of the people they wronged. This may cause them to be hurled into hell. This has been warned in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 6579. The next characteristic mentioned in the main narration under discussion is to avoid the mischief of evil people. This means they fulfill the important duty of helping others in good things, and refuse to aid them in bad things, irrespective of who is taking part or organizing the thing. Chapter 5 Al-Ma'idah, verse 2.
And cooperate in righteousness and piety, but do not cooperate in sin and aggression.
Unfortunately, many Muslims fail in this important duty by choosing to help or not to help others, depending on who is doing something, instead of observing what they are doing. This has even affected scholars and Islamic institutions, who often only support those they have a relationship with. This must change if Muslims desire to regain the social strength and influence the righteous predecessors possessed, as they always fulfilled this duty, irrespective of the people organizing or leading the good thing. Finally, this part of the narration also warns against bad companions and the places which are more associated with sins. Bad companions only encourage one to adopt bad characteristics and to develop blind loyalty, which often encourages one to support and take part in evil activities. The final thing mentioned in the main narration under discussion is that the fortunate person is the one who acts according to their knowledge. This is important to do, as ignoring one's knowledge and acting contrary to it is a sign of great ignorance. This type of knowledge is not beneficial at all. In fact, it will only testify against a person on Judgment Day. Knowledge is only useful when it is correctly acted on, just like a map only leads to the desired destination when it is used. Failing to act on knowledge will not take one down the path to paradise, it will only leave them in darkness, confused and lost.